House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer joins me now. Congressman, you grilled Dr. Fauci yesterday. You say he lied to Congress and should be arrested? Isn't that going a little far?
Well, I don't know that I said he should be arrested, but I like the idea, Stuart. At the end of the day, if you lie to Congress, that's a felony. And when you look at what the clip you just showed, everyone knows that Dr. Fauci was the lead instigator in the spacing distance. This is something that not only shut down tens of thousands of businesses in America and ran the debt up as a result of having to subsidize those businesses that were shut down and have to subsidize the unemployment rate. It destroyed public education. Kids couldn't be in school because of the 6-foot social distancing requirements that Dr. Fauci championed. And then under oath yesterday, he tried to blame it on the CDC and act like he had no liability whatsoever in it. I mean, that should offend every business owner that struggled, every business owner that lost their business, and every parent like myself and my wife whose kids went to public schools and had to go to virtual learning and basically didn't learn anything for a year. The damage that Dr. Fauci did to our nation is indeterminable, and for him yesterday to show no remorse, the only apologies you heard yesterday were from Democrats apologizing to Dr. Fauci for having to answer tough questions from Republicans. So yes, I think he should be held accountable, and we're going to try to research every answer that Dr. Fauci give to see exactly how many times he misled or lied to the American people under oath.
Congressman, the jury has been seated in Hunter Biden's gun trial. But even the New York Times says Hunter should take a plea deal and fast. The president doesn't want his this to be an embarrassment through the rest of the year, does he?
No, he doesn't. Look, if you look at all the crimes Hunter Biden committed, lying on a gun application probably isn't in the top 10. But one thing I think every American knows, including that jury, I would assume, is that Hunter Biden did in fact lie on a gun application. Now, it looks like the defense is going to try to say, well, the gun owner manipulated the application, or he was on drugs and he didn't understand what he was signing, or whatever. It doesn't matter. Joe Biden and the Democrats are the ones that create these excessive gun laws, and Hunter Biden broke the laws that Joe Biden has championed, and yet the Bidens are using their influence, their money, and their entitlement to try to get out of the crimes that have filled and occupied so many prisons around our nation. Think about how many minorities who couldn't afford high-powered attorneys are sitting in prison for the exact same crime as Hunter Biden, lying on a gun application. And we're not even talking about tax evasion, tax fraud, in violation of the Foreign Agents Registration Act.
One last one for you. Marjorie Taylor Greene is right now, we believe, meeting with Speaker Johnson. She demands that the Speaker move forward on the impeachment of President Biden. And if he doesn't, if he doesn't get action in a week, she'll trigger a privileged resolution which would remove the Speaker. Are you on board with this?
Well, look, Marjorie's a member of the House Oversight Committee. She and I have a great working relationship. She's a fighter. She's very passionate. The problem with removing the Speaker is the votes aren't there. Now, whether or not people support Mike Johnson or approve of all the decisions Mike Johnson made is irrelevant. They don't want to go through that 3-week period again of trying to find someone to come up with 218 votes. So I know Marjorie's frustrated. I share her frustration, believe me, every day, because we want to hold people accountable. But at the end of the day, you have to get 218 votes, and that's been a difficult scenario for House Republicans. So, look, I think that Joe Biden has committed impeachable offenses. I've said that many times. I think his family are corrupt. I think Joe Biden was front and center in these schemes his family was involved in. I would love to hold him accountable, but at the end of the day, when you're in the House of Representatives, it's a matter of getting to 218 votes,
right.
And right now it doesn't appear those votes are there.
Right. You're not going to look good in November if you mess this up. Congressman James Comer, thank you very much for joining us, sir. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Stuart.